CISO Discovery Phase 7, it's nearly here, and that means we're finally getting a dungeon that players have wanted for over 20 years. We're also getting Scourge Invasions for free catch-up gear, and the most overpowered Corrupted Ashbringer you've ever seen. Also, of course, we're getting the Frozen Core boss that everybody's been dreaming of. Alright, maybe not that one, but if they were to add a new boss to NAXX, what do you guys think would be the coolest choice? Personally, I'm all in on Mr. Bigglesworth. So starting January 28th, we are getting a brand new dungeon that players have really been dreaming of ever since Classic WoW was released. That new dungeon is Karazhan Crypts, and it's got new quest lines, completely new bosses, stacks of new epic gear, and also it's got a 24-hour heroic lockout. So Karazhan Crypts, what do we know right now? First, it requires an attunement from Light's Hope Chapel. You're not just going to be walking in the front door. As for the dungeon itself, it's located exactly where Karazhan Crypts was the entire time in Classic, directly northwest of Karazhan. We also know that this dungeon is not likely to be very easy. It's going to be hard enough that fresh characters are going to struggle. See, this is a true heroic level dungeon. It's got new mechanics, for example the darkness mechanic, where players have to group up, they have to stay in the light, or they're surely going to die. Karazhan Crypts also features all sorts of secret new bosses to uncover, and signs point to our old friend Medivh possibly making an appearance. There will also be highly desirable new loot, like the Dark Rider's Spine to instantly give any hunter a Bisbow upgrade. Or take a look at Old Reliable, instant AoE damage on demand and great stats to boot. On top of weapons, there's also going to be lots of level 83 item level gear dropping, even higher than most AQ40 gear. Some of this gear is not what it seems though, because some of the drops like the gloves, they currently have random rolls on them. Think back to those old days in Karazhan, a lot of people would go back time and time again to the basement to try to get that perfect roll to have the best possible piece of gear. That likely means players are going to want to come back day after day to have a random chance at getting their dream BIS piece. And I say day after day because this is a heroic lockout dungeon, which means you're only able to do Karazhan Crypts once per day per character. As you're waiting on your Karazhan Crypts lockout, the Scourge Invasion is also back, and it's perfect for catch-up gear. It's perfect for those BIS sharpening stones, the BIS weapon oils. To get involved, you can optionally pick up some of the new quests in the Light's Hope Chapel, and then you'll want to head to the purple skull icons on your map anytime they're up to fight the undead mobs. See, if you see a giant flying necropolis, you're probably in the right place. All you've got to do is kill the Scourge mobs, ideally with your Argent Dawn commission equipped, and you'll be getting that free reputation. You'll be getting free necrotic runes as well, and those are going to turn in for very big rewards at the Quartermaster NPC. For geared characters, the real main attraction here is going to be that Blessed Wizard Oil, the Sharpening Stones for the huge attack power, the huge spell power. For fresh characters though, the goal is very different. You're going to be looking to get those 3-piece catch-up armor sets. They're essentially Molten Core level, but you're getting set bonuses as well that make them even stronger against undead. So while you're killing the Scourge mobs, you're definitely going to want to look out for these rare mobs that have a chance to drop items like catch-up bracers, for example. Then as the event is progressing, you're killing the Scourge mobs. You can eventually pay cultists in the middle of the area, and they're going to spawn a Shadow of Doom. That Shadow of Doom is going to drop 30 necrotic runes, and it's also going to have a chance at dropping a rare chest as well. There's also a bonus that there will be additional rare mobs throughout different instances, for example Skolomance, and they're going to have even more blue catch-up gear, which is going to be perfect for those fresh characters. Do you guys remember farming all those consecrated sharpening stones back in 2020, trying to get as prepared as we possibly could for TBC? Because personally I got way too lazy and I ran out of sharpening stones like 2 weeks in. So with the new Karazhan Crypts, the new Scourge Invasions, we're also getting a brand new NAXX. This time it's tuned for 20 players, but you can bring up to 40 to make it significantly easier. Of course, you're still going to have to attune like before, and that requires at least Honored Reputation with Argent Dawn, so if you don't have that, you better get in the strat home. Even if you have the Honored Rep though, you'll still have to bring items like Arcane Crystals, Nexus Crystals, even Righteous Orbs. The trick is, the higher your rep, the cheaper it is to attune to NAXX, so really do whatever you want with that information. So as for why you'd want to actually be attuned though, well the main reason is that the rewards are insane in this version of NAXX. You'll be getting this new Sanctified gear, and the set bonuses are insane, but also directly tied to your Seal of the Dawn trinket. You probably remember Seal of the Dawn as that trinket you get from the Stratholme questline. It gives you all these sorts of bonuses against undead. Now there's going to be upgrade paths, whether you're tank, whether you're DPS, whether you're healer. What this system looks like to me is essentially a trinket version of the heroic Lich King nerfs we got back in Classic Wrath. Every single week you'll be getting a stronger and stronger trinket that just makes the raid easier and easier, and then you can finally take on the toughest challenges with ease. I'd love to hear from you in the comments on whether you think this system is a good or possibly very bad idea. Personally, I really love the creativity. The idea of, for example, getting a maxed out tanking Seal of the Dawn trinket, and you're getting massive bonus threat, massive bonus health for every single piece of sanctified armor you have equipped. Alongside the new armor bonuses, all signs are pointing to finally purifying the Corrupted Ashbringer. Not only has it gotten all new stats, but a new NPC in Tyr's Hand has been added. The dialogue is highly implying that you'll be able to finally cleanse and purify that Corrupted Ashbringer once and for all. Considering that the Corrupted Ashbringer is already one of the best 2 weapons in Classic WoW, at least in my opinion, the Purified Ashbringer is likely to be the very best weapon in the entirety of Classic WoW. I am definitely very excited to steal this weapon on my hunter to see the conclusion of the Corrupted Ashbringer storyline, but I'm also a little bit worried that Blizzard might screw it up somehow. What do you guys think? Are you pessimistic? Are you optimistic that Blizzard might be able to pull off a very satisfying ending? So back to the items for a second. Another item getting a huge rework in Phase 7 is Atiesh. Atiesh has famously been more of a mage or a boomkin item, but now there are up to 4 Atiesh options, even one just for healers, which I think is amazing. That means every single staff user in the game, they're going to desperately want Atiesh, and getting those Atiesh splinters is going to be unbelievably competitive. If that loot competition seems like it might be a really big problem, well, Blizzard has really stepped in to try to solve that problem. The solution is empowered wings. So the idea is you can make an entire wing of NAXX significantly harder by adding debuffs. So yes, you'll have to deal with challenging new mechanics, but you'll also be getting significantly more loot. You'll be getting bonus cosmetics as well. That's not the only hard mode reward you can unlock though. If you clear the rest of the raid at the hardest difficulty, we'll be getting some sort of secret surprise. What we're getting exactly is definitely still under wraps. It's being intentionally kept secret, but I would love to hear from you guys on what you think it'll be. So there we have it, the coolest, the most exciting content coming in Phase 7 of Season of Discovery. The new Karazhan Crypts dungeon with epic loot to acquire. The Scourge Invasion is back, and NAXX has all the gear and all the secrets to uncover. So what are you guys most excited for in Phase 7? I was most excited about the Scarlet Monastery raid, but it seems like it's being delayed until a later patch. I really just hope Super Harad doesn't get bored of waiting for us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and like the video so you can get a huge edge heading into Phase 7. You're really not going to want to miss my ultimate prep guide coming later this week.